Tala whakoutou, tōku ingoa ko Johnson Raira. Welcome to another edition of The Pacific.
I see what you did there. Happy Tuvalu Language Week. I'm Alice Lolo here, and here's what's coming up on the show.
A new Prime Minister in France. What next for Kanaki New Caledonia after months of civil unrest?
Brisbane gets lit with its inaugural Siva Afi Festival.
And we catch up with the winner of Pacific Break.
Congratulations! You're the winner of Pacific Break 2024!
First though, it's been a huge week for NRL and WNRL fans. We've had the Dally M's, the Grand Finals, and don't worry Waz fans, next year will be our year. But here in Australia, there's a growing conversation around the relationship between sports and gambling.
In PNG, betting on the NRL is growing in popularity, and it's happening with little regulatory oversight. Now, there are fears betting could be hurting the most vulnerable.
Belinda Cora and Hugo Hodge bring us this story.
It's risky work weaving in and out of the traffic, but you've got to be in it to win it. These men are selling gambling guides.
Photocopy more guide now, me go selling round. Was demand blood slat them high. Was 20 man go betting mineral tips.
Tipping guides lure people to bookmakers across town.
It's lunchtime now and hundreds of punters are here to place their bets.
Enticed by the possibility of winning big.
Tukina winning 1,000. Kind of all mangi number of NRL guide number of street of Batok. Washa winning 1,000.
You bet him league na buy you chim big plighting. I'm kind of same so all fara all yamplaman, lily yamplaman, more am the sakam stalo slab.
Market money me no sex implanting, but me colleague Lily gami sa bet.
So slab mo sem garanating him la stop na lugaw team na. Yaman try one da tu bla tips no da lak no or sem bla drino no am bla stana dino go ka no sem.
These bookmakers once focused on horse racing, but now it's NRL tipping attracting a new generation of punters. The league is hugely popular here. Rugby league is PNG's national sport, but the effects of gambling are poorly understood.
I think it's a time bomb for us to combat this issue.
PNG's top mental health expert says many people are naive about the risk posed by gambling, and there are few, if any, social services available to problem gamblers.
It becomes an issue and problem because in the process of winning, most of the time they are losing the money.
Na me no winning stuff 500 kina again, so still me no go ka wet. Yeah.
Close to one tips to me bin come up. But Ogara come right, no one plus been drawn. But still, me no give up, me still go.
Na lilik market money blow me, misa go place him lo. Bet as all. Come na me mama to me hat lo Lucina misa bet ken.
It really devastates me that we're exporting to PNG and the Pacific our gambling addiction.
Australians are world leaders when it comes to gambling losses, losing $25 billion a year. There's little research on the effects of gambling in PNG, but anti-gambling advocate Tim Costello says it's widely understood across the Torres Strait.
Lives lost, people who suicide because they lose all their money. We're seeing domestic violence. Where there's gambling in a family, there's 3 times more domestic violence.
He warns Papua New Guineans are even more vulnerable.
What we know is the greatest losses in Australia happen in the poorest areas. So put gambling and NRL together in PNG and the Pacific, far greater poverty, far greater losses, far greater suicides, domestic violence and crime.
When you go around, you will actually see students carrying tips and all this. And there is no restriction in that area.
School board member and pastor Terupo Apawa has seen NRL gambling in schools.
The influence of NRL tipping on the kids' mindset is quite damaging. Kids can go in and place their bets. And that's something that we need to polish up.
PNG could soon have its own NRL team, a move backed by the Australian government. But little thought has been given to how that might fuel a growing gambling problem in a poorly regulated environment. Gambling ads are banned in PNG, but are seen during the NRL on rebroadcasts from Australian partners.
The NRL have literally handed the great game of league, rugby league, over to sports betting companies, and they're coming here. And these sports betting companies want to take money out of here. We're seeing children who are under 18 knowing the odds on the NRL, knowing the jingles and logos of the sports betting companies. Children should not be seeing this adult product, and I'm very worried that this is coming to PNG and the Pacific.
PNG's government, facing instability, development challenges, tribal violence and a cost of living crisis, is reluctant to dedicate resources to curb betting.
This is something that government and parliament is to really decide, like, is gambling good or not? In these tough economic times, people are trying to increase their income, so it brings some immediate benefit. I don't really want to cap on it because it keeps our young people and our people in the community going for a while. But it can be destructive too. So that's the balance we have to make.
From online betting to poker machines and street darts, there's no shortage of opportunities for punters to wager a bet. And with few economic opportunities here, it's little wonder the lure of gambling is proving so strong for many in Papua New Guinea.
It's a society depressed, nothing else to do. It becomes a habit, which is not bringing positive, but is having an impact personally and also in the family, in their finance and in their mental health.
The chairman of Transparency International PNG says the combination of NRL passion and poverty makes people an easy target for gambling companies.
It does expose our people to, in a way, be manipulated.
Mr. Aitsi says the regulator needs to step in.
The National Gaming Control Board is really responsible for managing and perhaps trying to address some of these social issues.
The Pacific put questions to the National Gaming Control Board but did not hear back.
The National Gaming Control Board receives revenues from the industry, and so as a result it's beneficial for them to grow the industry. It's not a healthy arrangement.
The CEO of the NRL, Andrew Abdor, told us the league respects PNG's sovereignty and the regulation of sport and wagery is a complex issue that every nation should navigate according to its own culture and laws.
PNG needs to ban all gambling ads that grab children's minds and say NRL and gambling go together. That's the next generation children who are going to be addicted.
PNG is betting on a future with the NRL. If their bid for a team is successful, the odds are high that more problem gambling will come with it.
Because country missed up one crisis where kind of some Kinabeli drop lilik, na price logo sanji one tap live him hot, but kind of symbol display you look him now. Everyone blind interest for man where no pocket pan in black.
As tensions continue to simmer in New Caledonia nearly 6 months after riots began in May, a freshly elected French parliament has brought both political delays and the opportunity for a circuit breaker. At St Louis tribe, not far from New Caledonia's capital Noumea, Indigenous Kanaks are in mourning. 2 young men are being buried after they were shot and killed by French police. Only a few months ago, another young man here was also shot.
Ce sont que les Kanaks qui sont visés, ce sont que des jeunes qui sont visés.
The whole village is barricaded, with police allowing people in and out just a few hours per day. Authorities say the 2 men were shot during an arrest of suspects for the attempted murder of police officers, and that nearly 300 shots had been noted in the area in recent months.
Pour nous, c'est une situation qui est inhumaine.
Kanak leaders say they don't condone violence against police, but say young people feel they are victims too.
Ce sont des jeunes qui se sont levés pour la lutte. Ce sont des jeunes qui croient au combat, qui ont foi à ce que demain on puisse se retrouver des jours meilleurs. C'est un ras-le-bol du quotidien, c'est un ras-le-bol des inégalités sociales, c'est un ras-le-bol de la marginalisation de la jeunesse, des familles qui n'ont pas de travail, des familles qui n'ont même pas le minimum. Hein.
The 3 young men killed in St. Louis are just some of the 13 people, mostly indigenous Kanaks, who have died in the unrest since it began in May. Sparked by proposed changes to the voting rolls, which many Kanak people feared would reduce their influence at the polls, the riots have caused an estimated 1.2 billion euros in damage. Back in Noumea, critical infrastructure is still being repaired. This secondary school was one of many damaged during the unrest.
2 collèges qui ont été concernés et plusieurs écoles primaires qui ont été détruites.
The way forward for them and many others is unclear.
Des incertitudes sur notre capacité budgétaire à pouvoir faire face à tous les travaux qui sont en cours. Et puis il y a aussi beaucoup d'élèves, et ça c'est vraiment notre souci particulier, qui n'ont pas rejoint pour l'instant leurs établissements scolaires.
These volunteers are donating their time.
Donc l'opération aujourd'hui qui a lieu, c'est une opération de transfert de mobilier donc, du lycée dans lequel on est, le lycée Pedro Atiti, vers une école un peu plus loin. Ce sont des jeunes qui possèdent tous un diplôme, tous qui sont passés, en tout cas quelques-uns sont passés par l'établissement ici, d'où le fait qu'ils soient contents d'être là pour donner un coup de main.
Much of the unrest was abated, but tensions are high. An estimated 35,000 people are out of work, and not everyone is hanging around. After spending most of his life here, videographer Hugo Kwokolo is one of many residents returning to France.
Je me suis jamais senti en danger pour ma vie, je me suis jamais dit que fallait que je rentre chez moi avant telle heure, sinon on risquait de prendre un cocktail Molotov sur la voiture, on risquait de se faire carjacker, de se faire menacer.
His work's dried up and the career his partner was studying for now seems uncertain.
Moi j'avais mes clients, moi ça fait 20 ans que j'ai toute ma vie ici, je me voyais pas partir. Et là au final, comme ni elle ni moi on a de travail, on est obligé de partir. Je me suis dit directement, ok, ça veut dire que je suis plus à ma place, que j'ai plus rien à faire ici, et c'est chiant parce que moi j'aime cette île, j'aime cette ville. Moi 90% de ma vie j'ai connu que ça. Pour les gens qui n'ont pas eu les moyens de partir ou qui ont choisi de rester, économiquement ça va être désastreux. Plus ça va et plus il y a des gens qui partent. J'espère revenir ici peut-être dans quelques années et que la situation se soit calmée.
Kanak leaders say French residents are victims too.
Le peuple kanak n'est pas venu vous chercher, non, c'est l'État français qui vous a amené ici, qui vous a installé sur des terres qui ont été volées. La France, c'est elle qui a causé tout ça. Nous, on est tous des victimes de l'histoire.
With New Caledonia facing so many challenges, some are concerned recent French elections have left a leadership vacuum. French President Emmanuel Macron called a snap parliamentary poll, but no party won a majority of seats. So, forming a new government has taken some time and delayed critical decisions.
The largest parliamentary group in the elections is an alliance of left-wing parties. However, President Macron refused to appoint their candidate, Lucie Castet, as the new Prime Minister. Instead, he's chosen a 73-year-old leader of the Conservative Party, Les Républicains, Michel Barnier. Barnier is fiercely opposed to independence in New Caledonia.
Key decisions only just announced by the new Prime Minister are to completely abandon the proposed constitutional changes to the electoral roll that sparked the riots, and to further postpone elections for New Caledonia's provincial assemblies and Congress to as late as November 2025.
A new period must now be opened, dedicated to the economic and social reconstruction of New Caledonia, and to the search for a political consensus on its institutional future. with respect for the convictions of everyone, the diversity of the Caledonian people.
But no financial package has been announced, with many concerned the new government won't allocate the €4 billion support package New Caledonia's parliament wants.
Thousands of people have lost jobs, many businesses have been economically damaged or even shuttered. The nickel industry, the key sector of the economy, has been devastated by not just the current crisis, but the last year or two of problems around capital, around debt, around energy prices and competition with Indonesia. New Caledonia faces tough times, and in spite of divisions on many issues, both supporters and opponents of independence have been lobbying Paris to get their act together and make commitments.
Macron a décidé que Kanaks et Nouvelle-Calédonie, elle doit rester française. Et elle a dit aussi qu'elle est ici pour ses intérêts. Donc voilà, c'est le nickel, c'est l'axe Indo-Pacifique, c'est toutes les richesses qu'il y a sur la Kanaks Nouvelle-Calédonie, mais elle n'est pas là pour la population, quoi.
To discuss the latest developments in New Caledonia, we're joined by Jimmy Nauna, the leader of the pro-independence Palika Party. Bonjour, Jimmy. Thank you for joining us.
Bonjour. Thank you.
Pro-independence leaders have consistently said they've lost faith in negotiations with France on a path forward on independence. Now, the French Prime Minister has just announced a fresh team of senior politicians who will travel to New Caledonia to restart those talks. What does the movement want from them?
Well, basically, what we've been asking for the past 3 to 6 months. We started this whole peaceful protest, way back before May 13th. So what we've been calling for up to May 13th is basically 1, to withdraw that electoral reform bill, and 2, to send in a high-level independent mission from Paris. And this is what the new Prime Minister has committed to. So had they committed to and heard our call before May 13th, all this wouldn't have happened. We've lost 13 lives, 2,000 jobs, about 200 businesses closed down, and about 10,000 people leaving the country. All that because of Macron's stubborn position on the electoral reform. And today, the new Prime Minister has announced that this reform bill will be dropped, and that the new high-level independent mission, or at least high-level mission from Paris, will be sent in. And this is what we've been calling for the past 6 months. Well, let's now, restart the discussion and the political negotiations for the new agreement.
The independence movement has been through a lot recently. Young people have shown they want their voices heard too. Do you think it's time for younger leaders to step up?
Yes, definitely. I mean, out of this crisis, there's a new leadership that's being called for. Provincial elections that are due to be held by 15 December of this year will be deferred to next year, 2025. So hopefully we'll see some new younger generations, stepping up for the next elections. Definitely there needs to be new leadership. But coming back to the political talks, there still needs to be some continuity in negotiations from the last discussion we had in Paris to reach a new agreement. At the last recent Pacific Island Forum Summit in Tonga, we did confirm the high-level independent mission from the forum to visit this month in New Caledonia. So again, that's an important step forward for us, to have the region keep monitoring, helping New Caledonia out of the crisis and move New Caledonia forward to a new political status within the region.
Thank you, Jimmy, for your time. Oleti.
Thank you, Oleti.
Hotter than a jalapeno in summer, Brisbane recently experienced a heat wave with the Toa Oleafi Patilavasa Fire Knife Dance Competition. And it was lit. It's a first for Australia to host an event like this, and it brought the best of the best flame wielders from around the world to compete. Nija Daily radio hosts Jacob McQuire and Michael Chow were there for all the action.
You're with Jacob and Michael from Nija Daily.
And we're here at the Toa Oleafi Patilavasa Fire Knife Competition. Wow!
Siva Afi, or fire knife dancing.
Born in the islands of Samoa, this is how Samoan warriors would reenact their battles back in the day.
Add the flames and now you're really cooking.
This is the first time a Siva Afi or fire knife dance competition has been held in Australia.
It just means so much. It just brings the community together. Not only does it bring it together, it makes the bond with our foundation much stronger within our cultures and our heritage, and we're just so proud to showcase who we are and our identity.
The competition is named after living legend and four-time world fire knife champion winner Pati Levasa.
It's amazing. This is the time. This is our time. You know, your dream come true, man.
Wielding their fire knives or nifo otsi, competitors are judged on the skill and drama of their twirling. Judges will also assess the execution of several traditional Siva Afi movements, which all have ties to battle and combat. Let's go find some of the competitors before they hop on stage.
When you're spinning, just try to think of how to keep your stick in your hands, and you don't really feel the flame. And then if it actually burns you, you kind of feel it, but you just got to keep on going.
We have a lot of competitors to compete against. We've been friends. Meet other people, other famous people that we watch on YouTube and stuff, and we meet them in real life.
That means more you burn a lot. So all the boys here already know that you need to feel the heat. Day one is really hard. You compete with all the best. You need to give 100% how you perform. Because all the boys here, everyone coming here, we're all professional.
Not to incriminate anyone, but I do see a shell down there. We've been doing some ava. Is that part of the process?
Not really.
I'm from Papua Guinea. We don't drink that though, but I do now.
A lot of tweens and teens have flown here, not just to observe, but to compete.
How many of you have played with knives or fire as kids? All right, next question. How many of you have played with knives on fire as kids?
None of us. My name is Chafia Ngangamoy. I'm 12 years old.
How long have you been doing Siva Afi?
For 2 years. I am 13.
14.
14, 15. Judging of the competition, you don't really look at the age at all at this time. It's because some of the young kids are moving in and better than the older kids, and they spin faster. So it all depends on the preparation of the person. It's the knife and the fire. It's not easy to control sometimes. If it's windy, it makes it even harder to control.
Okay, so we're teaching the brother Michael Chow. Now, you need to teach him like he's an infant.
All right, so this one of our motion that most important one is called hold. It's a circle, but this is the practice stick, so you won't get hurt. Same thing over and over. No, don't rush the process. Don't rush the process. The second little advanced one, you just put a little toss into it. Toss into like that. Yeah.
You guys are at the start of your Siva Afi journeys, right? And you're, out here being able to see people who've been doing this for 20 years, 30 years.
It makes me want to be better than them. I want to be better than all the legends that are out here.
I really like how I get to build a very good relationship with my competitors. I get it's a competition, but you just kind of gotta be friends with everyone. Whether you win or lose, it's the experience that counts.
We spoke to someone yesterday and they encapsulated it perfectly with their words. They said it doesn't feel like a competition, it's a community.
Pacific Break. It's a competition I care deeply about because I was lucky to co-host this year's launch concert in Fiji. And I'm telling you, the unsigned music talent across our region is so fire.
We were talking to one of the judges, Sose Fuamoli, who said this year's Pacific Break was the hardest to judge by far, but there could only be one winner.
Yep, so congratulations to... No, don't worry, Solomon Islands. I wasn't going to spoil the surprise. That's Chrissy's job. Now, we sent her along to surprise the winner in Honiara.
Oh, you wanna get that candy. You are my inspiration. I'm sick with my heart's obsession.
The Pacific's biggest music competition is back and on the hunt for the best unsigned music talent across our region.
Now I'm getting opportunities that I didn't dream that I'll get.
And I'm glad I entered. I really am glad I entered.
And now in 2024, so many submissions were whittled down to 10 finalists. But there can only be one. We're just here at the compound of the winner of this year's Pacific Break. Don't we all love surprises? Because they absolutely have no idea why we are here today. So come on and let's go and tell them the good news. With the help of our friends back in Australia.
Hey, good
Hello.
morning. Good morning. Is that Chris Kamano
morning.
Rojo Mai?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing? This is Michael Chow from ABC Radio Australia, Nisha Daily.
And Jacob McQuire from ABC Radio Australia Asia Daily. How you going this morning?
I'm good. I'm a bit nervous. I'm with my cousin, my brother, with one of my uncle. Yeah.
Me and Michael are happy to hear that you've got some family around you because, Chris, we're calling in because we just wanted to say,
Congratulations! You're the winner of Pacific Break 2024!
Man, I don't know what to say. It's been a long journey, you know. I wish I had Dad with me at this moment. He's the one he inspires me a lot.
It's a bittersweet moment for Chris, who lost his father a few months ago.
It does mean everything to me. It is a dream for me and Dad to be one day we would share a stage together as a musician. And so along the way, I lost him. But I just want to thank him.
He was planning the song to record for his father, but we don't know. I don't really know about his plan to enter the song into the Pacific Break. So today is a big congratulations for Brother Popin. Thank you.
Chris had to drop out of university 2 years ago because he couldn't afford the fees. Determined to chase his dream, he saved up enough money to be able to record this song to enter Pacific Break.
I've been struggling with many stuffs like school and all that, but maybe this is the God's plan for me. Parani mane narasida to do na pasi te mane ito
Oh, beautiful.
I love hearing the use of Solomon Islands instruments in his music, and a really beautiful tribute to his dad as well.
Yeah, and if you want to see more about Chris or any of our stories, check out our ABC Pacific socials, and I hope that Pacific Break invites me back again next year to do the launch concert. Thank you for joining us.
So far.